Yo, what's up, guys? Did you miss me? We're back. We back. Shout out to everybody competing at Pans. I got one match in and lost the second one, but yeah, feel good, man. I can move, so happy to be able to do these videos. So first one we got is blue belt Ivanka Trump. When did she get her blue belt? Shows off her jiu-jitsu skills. So she's training with the Valente bros. So if you guys know Giselle, Tom Brady's ex-wife, yeah, that's where she is. So I hope she doesn't get into the family. Stay out of that family. Of course, self-defense. Sound effects. I mean, I'm pretty sure she has bodyguards, but you know, it's good to know self-defense. Stay out the family, man. Stay out that family. Yeah, so cool to see that she's training. She says jiu-jitsu is more... Oh, actually, Valente Bro said this. Well, they said jiu-jitsu is more than a martial art. Rooted in ancient tradition and refined over generations, it offers a path to physical confidence and mental clarity, emotional balance. Pretty interesting, yeah. That's all I had to say. So we got Demetrius Johnson. He actually, I got a video of my boy Pedro was the match before. So you see Pedro in front and you see Demetrius like right behind him. So he had a match, and actually it was a tough match. You know, it wasn't easy. So he just got his black belt. So listen, man, I think he did Masters 2 black belt featherweight or something. Man, it's tough. It's tough, bro. I don't know if we can watch that match. Maybe we can check out a tidbit of it. I don't feel right, that music, bro. That music get me every time. So that's Demetrius getting ready. You see the medals. Ooh, that's actually a pretty good vlog. You can see the venue. Yeah. Oh, let's see if they got music.
There you, buddy. I appreciate it, brother. You too, buddy. That was him, though.
So he's probably the most famous person there. Got him warming up, getting ready. Oh, you can see Pedro. You can see Pedro. Look, that's Pedro. It's crazy, man, because we're all on mat 10 somehow. Everybody I know was on mat 10 today, or the whole week. So that's Pedro right there. Not on the side. So this is Pedro right in front of him. Ah, that's cool, Pedro. Pedro, mano, mano. Shout out to Pedro, man. Pedro is focused, bro.
Here we go. We're gonna run this motherfucker. Let's get it.
So you know Flow Grappling's just like got all the cameras on him. Pedro's just there.
What do you think, Michael?
Just focused.
What do you think? It's pretty tall, huh? It's gonna be a long, but strong.
So then they go out. I didn't see their match. I saw like some of the tidbits of it. It's crazy. I guess he had his press pass or something because he got all his camera guys there. So the opponent pulls guard. You know, Mighty Mouse is quick. Man, another dude chill, bro. He's like, I ain't losing to Mighty Mouse. So you can see where the black curtain is. That's where the black belts were kind of coaching from. We're gonna skip a little bit, guys. We're gonna skip some of the action. So Masters 2 is 5 minutes, guys. They ain't got no time. So into a technical stand from X guard. Takedown, boom. So 2 points there. 2 points. You're gonna see it in a second. 2. Nice spin move. Dang. Yeah, man, these old guys tough, man. Mighty Mouse should probably cut it weight. He did featherweight. He could probably do light feather or rooster weight. I think this is kind of how the whole match went the rest of the day. Yeah, so he didn't really have time to work, you know. Yeah, so tough match. Shout out to Mighty Mouse for stepping out there because a lot of guys don't step out there. Other news, you got Felipe Costa stripped of IBJF no-gi world title after positive test. Listen, bro, these guys out here are strong. Strong. So this was, wait a second, after an impressive run, saw him win bronze at ADCC 2024. He did? What? Wait. Oh, no. That's the kid that was pretty good. He didn't look like he was on anything. Wow, that's insane. You can't tell just by looking. That kid was really good. He fought like Giancarlo and some other guys, right? He did like 88, I believe. And claimed his first world title and no-gi world championships in the heavyweight division. Costa has now been stripped of that world title and handed a 1-year suspension. Oh, that kid was, I was actually rooting for this kid. Dang. So he tested positive for clomiphene. I don't know if I'm saying that right. If you're in the comments, let me know because you guys always catch me. It's an anti-estrogen commonly used to counteract the side effects of anabolics. While not a performance enhancer on its own, clomiphene is banned under USADA regulations due to its potential to mask other prohibited substances. Didn't know that. It can be taken under medical guidance, but Costa did not secure a therapeutic use exemption, TUE, making his use of the substance a violation. The failed test came following his gold medal win at the IBJF no-gi World Championships in December, which was a couple months ago, really. And it's crazy. It's only 1 year ban. Yo, slap on the wrist. He'd be ready for the next tournament. Well, he can still do ADCC and whatever else, you know. And then the gold medal goes to the second runner-up, the original runner-up, whoever got second place. But they didn't test the guy in second place or third place, so who knows what's going on over here. So I think that is the kid. Yeah, I was rooting for this kid at ADCC. Oh, man. This kid is good. You guys remember him? You remember him right here? Is that a picture or a video? Remember he was wearing that rash guard, that orange rash guard? Dang, man, that's crazy, man. I was rooting for him, too. And you really can't tell. You can't tell what anybody's on, man. You just don't know what's going on. Yeah, that's crazy, bro. You just gotta pray that they're clean out here. It says a few weeks ago, I received a notification from USADA stating that a sample I provided after winning no-gi Worlds contained trace amounts of clomiphene. Followed a thorough investigation, which included a review of my medical records and prescriptions. USADA confirmed that I did not take this substance to enhance my performance. Well, they're saying that it's used to mask other performance enhancers. So they're not saying it's going to help you perform better, but it's to mask, hide the other stuff that you potentially were taking. Man, I mean, we got reading comprehension here. It was prescribed by my doctor as part of my recovery from serious health complications. So I think this is used to combat, when your hormones are off, from doing other stuff, your hormones are off, and then that is used to kind of kickstart your natural hormone production. But I could be wrong. If we have any doctors in the comments, please let me know. He says he takes full responsibility for his mistake. I now understand the importance of being more informed about anti-doping regulations. Listen, man, you know if you're in the gray area or not. And you know what? You can always go on their website and look. We actually might do that later. Let's look on USADA and see what we can study from them. But yeah, if you're an athlete, professional athlete, be informed. So we actually had a Reddit post about this too. Hi everyone, I'd like to address an important issue regarding our sport and its values. Throughout my career competing in rooster and lightweight divisions, I have always fought with honor, so it's not him, it's someone else, adhering to 100% natural, no doping approach. I retired in 2019 and my record is built on integrity and hard work. Recently there has been some confusion with another athlete sharing the name Felipe Costa. Oh, so there is a Felipe Costa. So this kid is Felipe Costa. But there's an old school guy, Felipe Costa. Okay, so he's the new kid, Felipe Costa. But there's an old guy, Felipe Costa. That was like featherweight and light feather. Oh, so they got it confused. Yeah, Brazilians got the same name half the time. It's true. Don't come at me. It's true. What's the one name? Henrique. There's like Felipe Henrique. There's like one name that's like dang, bro. Everybody had that name. Let's see. Recently, there has been some confusion with another athlete sharing the name Felipe Costa. I want to make it unequivocally clear that I am not that person. The athlete in question, Casio Felipe Souza Costa, aka Laranjinha, was caught doping, testing positive at the Nogi Worlds 2024, which this other Felipe Costa retired in 2019, so it couldn't be him, and he's a different person completely. I wish him the best and sincerely hope he learns the lesson his actions demand. However, I want to emphasize that I do not want to be associated with anyone who condones doping. Our sport deserves to be celebrated for its true values and clean competition. So he actually made an article about this. Ooh, you guys want to read that? Maybe we can look at that. Let's see. And then let's see some comments. There's someone with the same first. There's someone with the same first, middle, and last name as me who gets arrested every few years for drug-related crimes in Tennessee. I never met him, but I'm really rooting for him to get his act together, if only for the sake of my Google search results. Dang. He says, I suspect I'm in the minority here, but I'm always dismayed by how normalized AAS use is in BJJ. I coach with some teenagers, and it genuinely sucks to have to talk to 17-year-olds out of doing PEDs the second they can. But when all the athletes they look up to both use and openly support using, is pretty bleak. I get that any professional sport is always going to have some level of doping, but I wish we could at least make it humiliating. Well, right now we just get a slap on the wrist. You get here 1 year ban. There you go. We'll see you in that 1 year time though. After 1 year, you come back. Humiliating. The people were ashamed to get caught for not an openly accepted part of the game. This guy says SARMs are going to ruin the health of so many kids. It's sad. You can literally get them at any gym over the counter where I live. When kids see their buddy blow up on them, what do we expect they'll do with their undeveloped prefrontal cortex? Let's see. Yeah. So we're actually going to look at his comment. He made a post about this, actually. I don't know when it happened. We're going to read it real quick. Oh, Jesus. So this is Felipe Costa that he's talking. This is It won't let me pull him up. But this is the Felipe Costa, if you guys can see in the video. Can you guys see that? Yeah, that's him. That's him. So completely different person. And this was posted May 30th, 2023, so a couple years ago. So let's read it. It says, the trivialization of doping in jiu-jitsu and the biggest fallacies in defense of its use. Contrary to what people want to believe, the biggest advantage of those who use these resources is not the strength itself at the time of the fight. Well, dang, it does help, bro. What are you talking about? They be strong, which should be welcomed, but the ability to recover faster from strenuous training sessions and injuries. If it were just the benefit of strength itself, so some not well versed could accept the argument that jiu-jitsu is not strength. So put a weightlifter there to see if he wins. But this is an argument from those who think about performance enhancers as a thing that makes you bloated and muscular, when in reality it's the biggest benefit. The biggest benefit is different. In cycling, for example, there are no athletes with large muscle mass, so there are several cases of athletes caught using doping, even when strict control are applied. Within everything I've heard and read about, I'll say again that the biggest benefit is the possibility of much faster recovery between one workout and another and coming back from injuries faster. I mean, that's pretty helps a lot too. While one athlete arrives at the end of the week exhausted and in need of rest, the other is able to continue training without feeling drained. It then becomes a matter of logic among athletes of similar levels. If one can train more than the other, whoever trains more has an advantage. It's known that there have always been people using drugs, performance enhancers, to improve performance in training and championships, but those who used or still use them do not usually admit it outside of their circle of intimate friends. For me, this is the biggest proof that whoever does it knows that they are cheating. This person is ashamed to publicly assume their behavior was also illegal and frowned upon, as he secretly wonders if he would be capable of the same achievements if he were clean. Therefore, he does not want the public to raise concerns about his ability to achieve the same results, because within himself he bets he would not. The use of performance enhancers does not make a person good at jiu-jitsu. This is a common argument from those who defend those who test positive in the anti-doping tests, but again, it starts from the wrong premise that the purpose of use is just to gain strength. The drug itself doesn't make anyone good at jiu-jitsu or even better or even become good at strategies involving competition. If I were to give performance enhancers to a lady walking on the Copacabana promenade, she wouldn't enter and win any championship. But think of your gym partner who trains the hardest with you. That balanced out training, which you win one day and he beats you the next. You are always pulling and encouraging yourself to improve. Did you think of anyone? Now give this guy an enhancer. Will he have an advantage or not? The answer is yes, and ends with the initial argument, which is a reasoning that only thinks about gaining strength. So it is used in the wrong circumstances and therefore leads to wrong conclusions. Faced with this example, I can still argue that yes, the use of of performance enhancers can make a person good at jiu-jitsu, as it allows them to train more often, bring about faster technical evolution if we consider that training evolves. Still, the same example with this training partner who now started to use enhancers. Imagine that before he did 5 workouts a week and now he can do twice as many because it doesn't take as long for him to rest or recover from an injury. At the end of 12 months, you trained 260 times and he trained 520 times. If the next year you stay clean and he doesn't, he will have accumulated 1,040 trainings and you will have 520. That's in the next year. It's like he advances 2 years for every year of training you did. Can you imagine how much more jiu-jitsu techniques evolve in someone who initially had a similar level to his, but manages to train twice as much? So I could even say that the use of performance enhancers can actually make a person good at jiu-jitsu. Robbing a bank can also make a person rich, but I don't want to get rich that way. It goes for how you want to achieve your dreams and goals. I can imagine some people arguing that arguing that, so I take it too. Got it. But then it would be you and him getting an undue advantage over two other friends or opponents from another gym. What's the problem? The problem is that it's illegal. It's prohibited. So whoever does it and enters a championship like the IBJJF that forbids it in its rules is cheating. A simpler and much more direct example, if it were a possible confrontation between you and your identical version, but that makes use of these performance enhancers, who gets the advantage? Those who ask themselves know the answer, and when they know it is impossible to support any defense of its use unless the illegality in the rules and the health risks are disregarded. Those who don't want to use it simply don't. When reading about the undue advantages of those who take it without listing the health risks, it might even seem like an excuse. If it speeds up recovery from fatigue and injuries, should I take it? Let's ignore that it's against the rules for a moment. Yeah. As I know there are events that don't test, and one could argue that in those events it's not illegal, yet there are health hazards that some people are not willing to deal with. If you test everyone, there's not one single person that will be clean. This phrase has become a cliche in BJJ, as well as the idea that you can only be a champion by taking enhancers, because everyone takes them. Phrases that also start from the wrong premise. First, because it's not true that everyone takes it, although many of those at the top do. What must be remembered is that there are those who prefer to respect the rules and not use enhancers, even if they have become a minority. These people may be eliminated in the early rounds and even in the qualifying stages. Those who are wronged are likely to be people much closer to yours in my reality than the reality of those false champions created in laboratories. When you decide to admire someone who makes use of those subterfuges, you are choosing, as an example, someone who wins by cheating. I go back to giving the example of the person with financial success because it's easy to understand. I admire those who conquer financial independence through honest work, even if their wealth is less than the person who achieved greater amounts, however dishonestly. I had to use to keep up with others. If you understand that using it is illegal, that by using it your opponent is cheating, do you want to do the same as him? I understand that you might feel wronged, but it's your response to this. But is your response to this to become equal? If that's your justification, I don't think you think any differently than who uses it. You have to take into account that I'm older and fighting against a new generation. But the rule does not change according to age. There are categories for each age. If you choose to venture out of the younger ones that don't give you the right to use enhancers, at least in championships that the rule prohibits it, it would be like signing up for a jiu-jitsu championship, being punished by knocking out an opponent with a punch and feeling wronged. No, the rule is clear regarding the prohibition of punches, as well as the use of performance enhancers. If, due to age, the athlete is no longer able to face the younger ones, enter the category of the older ones or retire from competition. Natural order. In addition, the veterans who assume the use leaves in the air the doubt that if in fact he was not already using it since he was young. If there are championships that don't test, why don't they fight only those? No one is obliged to fight in the only federation that tests. That's true. You don't have to fight in the IBJJF. Even so, everyone wants to because they know it's the most prestigious one. The strategy is not a secret. They use it indiscriminately and seek the title and recognition by the IBJJF. If they are eventually caught in the weak test, they still enjoy the notoriety until the exam is released. Yeah, a couple months later, like this kid. They give some seminars, close sponsorships, and are invited to compete in other paid events while they wait to pass the punishment deadline without fighting in the IBJJF. When it's over, they fight back and do it all over again. They are already athletes who have been caught more than once. They are not scared, as the punishment is not valid for other events, and the number of people who still manage to defend it is alarmingly growing. But it's unfair to only test a champion. This phrase is a smokescreen because it's a smokescreen against the real problem. Of course, the ideal is to test everyone and with more efficient tests, but it is financially unfeasible for now. Faced with this fact and the fact that said by this is usually said when someone gets caught, the phrase becomes just a distraction. Better to test only the champion than nobody at all, just as it's better to arrest only one assailant than none at all. Can you imagine someone arguing that it's unfair to arrest just one robber because it's impossible to arrest everyone? There is no undue advantage. I just do hormone replacement. Yo. An athlete told me trying to convince me. I was curious to understand better, and I learned about it. In fact, there are some cases where hormone replacement is necessary. There are very specific cases for much older people, over 65 years old. This black belt who told me that a Brazilian champion in the adult category saw absolutely nothing wrong with taking hormone replacement, as he was younger than me. I asked him at what age he started, and without any shame, he said at 18. Dang, I needed the hormones, man. Only in doses to adjust the recommended levels. He was convinced that this was okay. I discovered that it is normal for athletes over 30 or 40 who started using testosterone at a very young age to actually need to replace it as the body stops producing it naturally. I cannot accept that these cases serve as excuses or justification for normalizing use. I've already been tested and I wasn't caught in doping. It's not the same thing as saying with all the words, I've never used prohibited substances. I'm against it, and anyone who does it is cheating. Have you ever asked yourself why you haven't heard from the lips? Have you ever asked yourself why you haven't heard from the lips of some great champions? The reputation of those caught in doping? Yeah, they don't say nothing. They be quiet. I'll give you a hint. If for the same reason certain politicians don't celebrate the arrest of other corrupt politicians, deep down they're just thinking, thank God for not being the ones getting caught. Ask these 3 questions to your sports idols. Do you use or have you used any substances to improve performance? Do you consider that whoever uses this is cheating? In your opinion, would athletes who have already been caught in the anti-doping exam be banned from fighting all events? If they stutter when they answer, you may be suspicious. Most don't have the courage to assume it, but some, on the other hand, are already no longer ashamed and trying to normalize its use. In 2015, I heard a 5-time black belt world champion. Jesus, who could this be? 2015? Who was that? I'm not going to dive too deep. Speaking at a crowded dinner table for anyone who would listen, so it shouldn't be a secret. The following statement: the way the IBJJF tests only on the day, and with the urine test, only those who are stupid are caught in doping. It is enough to use it accompanied by a good doctor who knows when to stop, and that way the substance leaves the body before the test day without disturbing the benefits during training. Well, these tests change. They get more accurate and they can test months in advance of when you stopped. So, you think you're smart, but listen, these scientists are smarter. Yo, the scientists are smarter than the jiu-jitsu guys. Isn't that obvious? They're going to catch you. I train with several teams, live with several athletes. I've heard confessions of using it from their own mouth or even from their training partners. I'm not saying this because I want to point out a specific person, and I don't even need to. Anyone in the field already knows, but I see the problem as being greater than accusing just one individual. I'm just saying this because I see that they're trying to normalize something that can't be accepted in jiu-jitsu. Its use has become banal, and that scares me, but not as much as realizing that defending its use has been broad and open, not only by athletes but also by practitioners who use it as a hobby. They lost the shame of defending doping and seeking justification for it. Even among students who are not professional athletes, who sometimes do not even compete or only do it sporadically, are using it indiscriminately. I consider this a dangerous path. It is possible to win fairly without enhancers. I speak not only based on my achievements, but also based on other champions I've seen rise to the top. Think about which choice suits you best, and think that for those who use it, it must be horrible to go home, look at their medal table, and wonder if they would have been able to win them without enhancers. I don't think they care. I don't think they have that thought process. I don't think they can understand that. But thank you to Felipe Costa, the OG Felipe Costa, not the young Felipe Costa that got caught with doping, but the OG Felipe Costa for writing this great article. I know some of you not going to agree with that, but it's true. Now we got Ffion Davies, 135 pounds versus 250-pound all-muscle pro rugby player. Why were they rolling? I don't know. But let's see what's going on over here. Can I turn the music off? Jesus Christ. Let me see if I can turn this music off, guys. That music always hits me, bro. Wait a second. Let me turn the music off, guys. That's Isaiah, if you can hear something down there. That's Isaiah playing around. Ay, get out of there. Oh, no, it won't let me. No. Actually, I guess we could watch on Instagram. Let's watch on Instagram, guys. Oh, we can just play without the... okay, I figured it out. We don't need the audio on Instagram. So Fion's rolling with this huge guy. I mean, she's strong, but also the weight difference is pretty massive. I mean, obviously the guy's doesn't know what he's doing, or he's kind of chilling, you know. See, dudes, this is how you roll with smaller people. You don't need to crush them. You know, some guys can't roll easy. They got to roll hard. Yeah, armbar, you know. She's probably going to get this armbar. And I guess Arma, is that her new school that she's at? I think a few people are there. But it's like a new school in the UK. Yeah, nice. So yeah, jiu-jitsu does work. We've seen Ffion over here, and then he saw Ivanka Trump, so it's working. Now we got Sarah Galvao defeats Helena Crevar. I never say your last name right. So this happened recently, the other day. So we should be okay with flow grappling. So Helena pulls, and Sarah's good at passing. So it's pretty cool to see two top athletes going at it. Got the referee in the way. Professor, move out the way, Professor. So Sarah's kind of moving to a stack pass. And these are big girls, man. So this was absolute, guys. Sarah's able to kind of bulldoze to the side over here. She's controlling Helena. And it should be passing points there. 3-0. Alrighty, we're just going to watch that part out. If you want to watch the rest, you guys go to Flow Grappling. You go to Flow Grappling and watch the rest. I read all that stuff. I'm tired. My voice hurts. And, I'm a little rusty. So we got Reddit. It says, what are some alternative lucrative streams of revenue for a gym other than memberships and merch? And gym owners, is your income enough for you to live comfortably, or do you have to have other gigs going on simultaneously? So this guy's asking a lot of questions. He says, I'm preparing a business proposal and wanted to ask other gym owners in the sub what is help make their gyms profitable. You read it, bro. I can't read some of this stuff. Let's see. My friend has done a great job with summer camps, Nerf nights, and parents' nights out, and homeschool kids classes. Trust me, he's living comfortably. Yeah, those work really well, man. Think about adding those to your programs. I know many more academies with little to no name recognition or competition resumes who have huge and lucrative academies, while a few high-profile guys I know haven't done as well because they're not doing the small stuff that brings in the money, man. They think just running the school, running a couple classes, you got to add value. How are you adding value? You add the Nerf night, the summer camp, homeschool kids classes, you're going to do well. A lot of gym owners are also doing Patreons now where they'll upload instructionals and rolling footage. Jesus Christ, I can't read that. People hate this. but testing and and promotion fees. There are schools that charge $50 per stripe and even more for belt promotions. That stuff adds up, especially in kids' classes. Seminars are another option. You could do a women's self defense class or bring in an outside instructor and split the entry fee. I've also had success with birthday parties. I used to do them back in the day. Kids' birthday parties. And you just do like a little class. Basically, you do like a jiu-jitsu class, and then they warm up. They do drills, animal drills, and then we get it, bro. It's easy, bro. Easy $500 or something. I don't know, $1,000, whatever. You can teach the kids some warm up skills and even a basic move or two. After that, play a couple games or get a small bounce house on Amazon. Get a couple of folding tables and chairs, benches, and pizza cake time. I know schools that charge over $1,000 for a single birthday party, around 90 minutes. Yeah, I mean, man, there's ways to make money, bro. When people were like, "Oh, I don't think we can make it," bro, there's ways to make money. It's just if you're gonna put the effort into it. If you don't want to put the effort into it, then you don't. And that kind of reminds me. I saw, was it Nino Shimbri? I think he closed his school. But so like a long-standing school closed down. But if he was doing small stuff like this and built that up, um, it says B-day parties, birthday parties should be $300 to $500 to be competitive with other more obvious options. Usually for $500 you can get pizza, pop, cake, and arcade points at your local. Yeah, but everyone can do that. People are paying because it's different. It's different. $500 at Chuck E. Cheese, okay, but $1,000 at the martial arts school with the instructor. They're exercising. They're learning some skills. You're promoting to new clientele. You can have more fun. I'm thinking you can do more stuff at the jiu-jitsu school than at the Chuck E. Cheese. And also you can do a bigger birthday party. Think about how much you would charge for an individual 90-minute private lesson. Now scale that up for 15 to 20 participants. Include an extra staff or two to keep things running smoothly and factor in cleanup time. My old MMA gym was successfully charging $1,200 for birthday parties in a pretty affluent area. We had easily 10 or so every year. What was that, $10,000, $12,000 from birthday parties? Bro, that's some people's rent. That's some people's taxes. That's some people's, that's a lot of stuff. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, bro, use your brain, man. Use your brain. You can figure out. You got to be creative, bro. Now we got some Octupus guard from Wardzinski. You guys love Wardzinski. You guys love you some Adam Wardzinski. I think he's competing at Pans today.
Welcome back to my channel. Today
We're gonna skip through
about two of my favorite gods.
We're gonna skip through.
Break his hips down. So he's actually bringing that arm across my body.
Oh, you can't see full screen. Sorry, guys. Can't see the full screen.
So
I just realized that.
All I have to do is
My
just
bad.
get a right timing to maybe scoot out a little bit because I don't want him to be on my chest heavy, and to swing that arm around his far hip. And here, I can totally stay with this control, but some people gonna like controlling the lapel or my opponent's lat more. Some people like to control the belt more. Here will be totally fine. All right, controlling the far hip. And now, when I get here and my opponent breaks his hips to the ground, so his hips are sideways, he's not with his hips up, what I want to do is I want to use my free leg to enter my hook. All right, so we're in a position, free leg goes underneath the knee. And I can actually help myself with my other leg, bringing his leg a little bit closer to bend the knee so there's a proper space for my hook.
You guys don't realize how big Wardzinski is, bro. He's huge.
Here I have a nice lifting power, right? I can lift his leg up together with his hips a little bit. And now on top of that, I'm going to grab the pants of his bottom leg.
Okay.
Now,
Yeah.
I have a couple directions that I can move my
We're gonna skip a little bit.
First is easy one. The hook
We're skipping a little bit,
using
guys.
that octopus control. So I go on my shoulder, I lift with a hook, and I want to come up on my leg, get a little push, and we end up on top.
So that's Wardzinski's turtle guard. But let's look at Tellez, bro. I'm always going to promote Tellez over everybody. Sorry, Wardzinski. Well, he's the one that came up with it, right? Yeah, he's the one that came up with it. Oh, looky there. You guys look there. Whose video is right there? Hey, that's your boy. Let's see. Is this actually a video? Let's see.
Right leg. Okay, so I pull him back, okay, to get the space, okay. Then I put my hook, I step in his calves, okay, right here to open the space. Okay, guys. Then I release my other leg, okay, from inside of his legs, and now I switch the foot I'm stepping in his calf, okay, I switch for the other leg, okay, y'all guys, boom, right here, okay, lock it well, and I go after his other leg, going under his leg with my arm, okay, and grabbing in the mata-leão position, grabbing in my biceps, okay? Now,
you know he's the originator. He got that big octopus tattoo.
body.
Who else got that octopus tattoo like that?
And
I kind of want to see, where's the highlight reel? He doesn't have the highlight reel. I mean, Tellez is the original OG, man. Yo, who stole my my thumbnail? Yo, naturally, it looks okay. Yeah, he's the originator, so we gotta give him props. I want to see the video of him doing it in MMA. Oh, here we go. That's what I want to see, guys.
The same transition onto the near side up or the back, really well defended for this opportunity. Here we see Thiago Alves remove the near side underhook and use the octopus half guard to get back to his feet while battling against GSP's legendary top pressure. Using the octopus or half octopus to get back to the feet in MMA is one of its more effective uses, as it will often initiate a scramble. On one of the rare occasions where Khabib found himself on his back, he initially uses the octopus half guard to elevate and attempt a sweep before standing back up and going straight back into wrestling. And here Thiago Alves uses it again against GSP, and while the initial attempt is countered with a crossface, as GSP moves to a reverse half guard, Alves seizes the opportunity to stand back up. And perhaps learning from this, Michael Bisping also used it against GSP in their bout. As he moves to octopus half guard with his head high, he posts on his right hand to heist his hips out from underneath GSP and get back to his feet. Another sweeping option from the octopus guard is a basic hip bump sweep. We can see Brad Riddell use it here from half guard, where he moves to octopus half, gains head height and starts to hip heist, but as Malaki attempts to crossface, it allows him to step around the back and complete the sweep. If you are unable to gain head height on your opponent as you attempt this technique, then you may land in a turtle or a false half guard. Eduardo Tellez was of course the master from this position and has a variety of sweeps from here, including trapping the near leg and rolling away from the opponent, or by trapping the far leg and driving into the opponent, and you can also use it to look to regain the near side underhook and move into the dogfight position, or even roll into knee bars and other leg entanglements. And if you'd like to learn about more ways you can enter into the guard position...
So that's Tellez. You know, a lot of people...
What's up, guys? Giancarlo.
I don't know. Either they don't know about him or they're thinking about the new people that are basically just copying the stuff he showed a long time ago. But he's the originator of like a lot of that stuff. So we got Giancarlo. He's going to show us some body lock passing.
A very strong.
Hopefully it doesn't hit me with the copyright.
Very easy to get to.
Sorry. Full screen. I'm sorry, guys. Full screen. I can't do it. I can do theater mode, though. Theater mode is good.
All it requires is that I separate my training partner's elbows from his hips just enough to literally to fit my hand. So
It helps to be super strong when they're doing this too,
and I can
guys.
go in and lock my hands.
And having long
now
arms.
pulling the hips in and driving your training partner down to the floor, okay, is pretty easy. And again, from here, not really a whole lot of offense that he can do. Very difficult for him to enter my legs, and I can really take my time and start passing a slow and controlled pressure pass game in this situation. So getting to the grip is relatively easy, but finishing the pass does take a little bit longer. As we start moving up that ladder, a second his arm, for example, take advantage of back exposure. You can pass to step over and start pressuring.
I feel like body lock passing, I don't know, when they're describing it doesn't seem very technical. Is it just me?
My training partner's hips. From here, if he decides to start turning away from me, okay, back exposure. Again, I have this tight waist, so I control my partner's hips. So it's a little bit harder.
It doesn't seem very technical to me. Is that just me? Am I just not understanding it?
But the reason why it's a little bit harder to get to is because I have to actually go through the act of getting over my training partner's knees. And I have to be able to get underneath both my training partner's arms. I've gotten over the knees, and I've gotten underneath both my training partner's arms, so I've beaten him on both sides, the upper body, and both sides of the lower body. So from here, if you get to that position, the likelihood of passing is pretty high. The issue is actually getting to that position, getting over both your training partner's knees, getting past knee shields, for example, or butterfly hooks or what have you, getting past your training partner's frames. I mean, a lot of times in half guard, getting to one underhook can be difficult, much less getting to two underhooks. But if you can get to two underhooks, and again, there's a bunch of different strategies and ways that we can do that. If we can manage to lock our hands high,
yeah, how do you get there?
High body lock, if you will, this is going to be the strongest locked hands passing position that you can get to. So in terms of body lock, if you had to structure them from strongest to weakest or weakest to strongest, I would say if you had to pick three, getting to front body lock will be still very, very strong positions, not weak by any means, but it is out of the three.
Man, I just feel like, I don't know, I don't feel like anybody teaches this technically. Sorry, Giancarlo. But even when I look at Gordon, maybe it's just simple position, or maybe I just don't have understanding. I'm not sure what it is. So we're going to look at a gym tour, but before we hit our gym tour, let's look at our sponsors. You guys know our sponsors. BJ Mental Models, where are you? Oh, I didn't click anything. There we go. Boom, boom. If you guys want to support the channel, go ahead and check out BJ Mental Models. Offer code ALEC, wherever that text is. Where are you? Offer code ALEC right there, guys. You guys can support the channel via that way. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. You get the free yoga for BJJ. You get access to all the master classes, audio master classes, certain tiers. You get coaching. I mean, if you want, if it's good for you, you think it has worth to you, you'll sign up for it, right? So yeah, BJ Mental Models, and then our other sponsor, you got Inverted Gear. Hey. I was wearing Inverted Gear this weekend, guys. Offer code ALEC. On everything Inverted Gear, offer code ALEC. Gotta film a new Inverted Gear video, huh? Yeah, eventually. So let's get into that gym tour. So we're on tour Fabin, Rosa's gym. So this is in Orlando. I got a few friends that train over here, so shout out to those guys.
Hey guys, my name is Fabin. Welcome to my gym in Orlando, Florida. Let's come check.
Music's gonna get me.
Guys, that's the gym. I tell everybody how everything can happen here without me expect. Never was my plan to have a gym, but I always did jiu-jitsu my whole life. I grew up in jiu-jitsu, so I've been doing that for over 30 years in my life. people start to compete, we start
I
to
know the
compete,
music got me.
and we start to hang our medals around. I start to like play with the shirts, the stuff I like to do here. We have a lot
So
of
it used to be
kids.
a Gracie Baja,
Uh,
but they
The
rebranded.
parents training, the kids training. That's our mat in here.
Anybody know? Who's out there? I don't know anybody right there.
People walk in, they check in, and they can come to change the ladies' locker rooms. It's that way. That's the ladies' locker room.
Yo, why that door all the way open in the girls' bathroom?
People come early to hanging out. We have a area here where we do our conditioning. Everybody can come over here for class or apart, they do their part separate for whatever they want to do. Natalie and Luisa, they run their program here for adults and kids to help them. I tell everybody, the gym is not just a competitive gym. I call the gym as a lifestyle. But if you want to compete, we're going to have a training for you. I never thought about have a gym, but surprising me how many people come to class now these days. And we have a class from the morning to all the way the end of the night. We have a jiu-jitsu, we have a Muay Thai, jiu-jitsu for kids, little kids, all ages, women's only, and beginners, advanced. We have all kind of class. But one more time, it's a lifestyle. Come over here to make friends and have fun. That's what I believe what it is. It is for me. Just me, my old school feeling. I like to see everybody bringing the card to me. Doesn't matter if they check an iPad or not. I like to see there the way I always read the names, see the dates, the notes I take by hands because that's how I like to do. I'm old. I hope you guys enjoy. I'm always here, receive like guests. This time I guess guests all over the world for fans. You see the gym is going to be a little packed, it's going to be busy. We keep running the gym normal the entire week. I will be going back and forth to competition, competing, but every day I'm here. Amen. I hope you guys feel home here, feel welcome, and get a good energy.
All right, guys, that's pretty much it. You know, Pains is still going on, so if you got a Flow Grappling account or YouTube, you can check them out. Where's Big Alec at? Boom. Is Big Alec? Yeah, so I already did my matches, so I'm chilling. I'll probably do some open mat today. Get some carbs, some water. Drink this water. Look how much water. I drank all this water since yesterday. That's basically it, man. Thanks for all the support. Thanks to Carol and Jer for blessing the blessing the I had to move that out there. For blessing the Venmo, the Cash App, the Venmo. Yeah, if you want to support the channel, hit the Cash App or the Venmo. We just makes everything easier. Can do more videos, get better equipment. You know, I always invest back into the stuff. You know, good microphones. Hopefully better visuals. And you know, we'll keep doing stuff, staying active. And I just hope you guys stay safe, stay positive out there, and healthy. Keep your health, man. Health is wealth. That's it, guys. See you guys soon. Bye-bye. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday.